Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to round 4 of my locals mega tournament that took place this past Saturday. No, this is not the final round like it usually is here on Thursday, but this is actually the second last round of Swiss. The final round will be taking place tomorrow, and then top cut over the weekend, top 8, top 4, and then the finals. So stick around for that. Here we've got Tri-Lyrilusc on the left. I know, that's right, Tri-Lyrilusc, the deck that got hit quite a bit on the previous ban list, versus Shaddoll Invoked, a deck that's been around since time immemorial, it seems like. So, we'll see. One only see Goody, you guys have seen him on the channel before. Go first here, and lead with the Warbler into Wagtail, that'll grab Bird Call. And then we're going to see him go into the Recital Starling. It's been a minute since I've seen this card. Recital Starling, and we'll see him go ahead and add the Sapphire Swallow, and that will spec itself alongside the Cobalt Sparrow to believe search Nerval here. Concept is basically the same as it was pre-ban list, right? Except the only difference here is you're not getting another search off of the second Recital Starling. That's the only difference. We will see him use Pot of Prosperity here before going any further, revealing only 3, Ash 1 for 1, and Imperm, opting to take the Ash there. And then we're going to see him overlay the Sapphire Swallow and the Cobalt Sparrow into the Ensemble Robin. This, of course, would be the other Recital Starling, but obviously there's only one. So we'll see him overlay into Utopic Future and then into the Future Draco. All before committing the normal summon, which in this case is going to be Tri-Brigade Nerval, who is going to go ahead and banish 4 for Shureg, the Ominous Omen. Going to go ahead and for a Link 2 for Farigit, activating Omen effect to be able to go ahead and search here for a level 4 lower wing beast this time, since he only has 4 banish. We can go ahead and search the DD Crow. Also going to get the effect of Nerval as well here to add Kit. And there was a little cut made here as we're going to see Farigit summon out the Kit. And we're going to see Nib and Imperm to out the whole board. That's kind of rough. Nib Imperm deals with quite a bit of boards in today's meta. And yeah, definitely doing its job well here. But there was a cut because I believe our Shaddoll Invoke player checked their main deck really quick. I believe because there might have been an issue with, you know, forgot to put a card from the side back in. Had to go back and check the audio, but they fixed it and continued the game as such. I figured I would just cut that part out, though, to avoid unnecessary confusion from people listening without audio. And we're going to see, yeah, the Nib Imperm is going to do its job well. And we'll see the Tri-Lyrilusc player end up passing, but not passing on no interruptions. Has Nib Ash and DD Crow. And a copy of Warbler in hand as well. So, definitely not out of the race here. We're going to see our Shaddoll Invoke player lead with a Pot of Prosperity of their own. And it looks like they will go for 3 here as well, revealing some pretty damn good cards. Ecclesia, Nadir Servant, and Fleur-de-Lis among those cards. We'll see what he decides to take here. Nadir Servant is a hell of a card, though, to reveal at this point. Now, the real question is, does he have access to the Invoked engine? So that will make a world of a difference here. It looks like he's going to take the Ecclesia. Get direct access to it. And then we're going to see him just link 2 here. Not even using Ecclesia's effect. Going straight for Anaconda. I find it strange that he at least didn't use Ecclesia's effect to at least search something else. Well, we're going to see him go for Anaconda here. Anaconda effect. Pay 2k, dump the brick, summon the Enforcer. Like we've seen a metric ton of times at this point. And now it's pretty much just playing Enforcer control here. We're going to see DPE activate, popping the Nib token, which was pretty colossal at that point, so having something like DP to out it is rather nice. And we'll see him go battle phase and swing in for half damage, so not 2,500, 1,250. Also, dodging Nibiru there as well, playing well under 5 summons. And we'll see him pass there. We'll see if our Tri-Lyrilusc player has what it takes to recover. Top decking Forbidden Droplet. Could go for the Warbler play, but, you know, with Recital Starling already being exhausted at this point, it's not like he has a rank 1 play ahead of him. And of course, if he wanted to, right, he could just DPE pop one of the level 1 monsters to ensure that he does not get into a rank 1 like the, what is it? The other rank 1 that I can't think of right now. Assembled Nightingale, that's what it is. It's on the screen right now on the left side. And it looks like we're going to see end phase happen here. Enforcer being destroyed because of Fusion Destiny. We're going to see DD Crow on the Enforcer to try to out the loop. There's a Gamma for it, and he does have to respond with the Ash. So battle the hand traps here. He does know that Gamma is in the hand now, which was one hell of a hand trap there to save the DPE, but Ash coming in clutch to counter that. So just has a Nib, a Droplet, and a Warbler to work with. We're going to see our Shaddoll Invoked player set 2 and pass. Tri-Lyrilusc player going to top deck into a copy of Pot of Prosperity, the second one. So extra deck getting a little thin at this point. We'll see what he decides to go ahead and banish here. How many? I imagine it's probably just going to be 3. Don't want to leave yourself with, what, 6 extra deck cards left? Probably want a little bit more utility. 9 is better than 6, I suppose. Looking at access code, double Dragon Lords there. And I believe the other cards there are Shurig and the Rugal. It looks like he's opting to get rid of the double Dragon Lords. Hesitating on the double Dragon Lords. Looks like I think he decided to keep it there, or he might have gotten rid of it. Too fast to tell, but an Ash is going to come down quick to stop it. And then we're going to see him set the Droplet and pass. And I believe the 2 sets there for our Shaddoll Invoke player are Imperm and Invocation. Unable to do anything that turn, so just going to be forced to pass. Drawing into another Droplet. Or no, I think, yeah, another Droplet. Or maybe it's a Foolish Burial. Hard to tell. We're going to see the Warbler try to resolve. It's going to force out the Gamma, which he knew was there. And yeah, he did top deck the Foolish, and the Foolish is going to get ashed as well. That is rough. That's going to deny him access to any sort of normal summon there. He could have dumped the Nerval to get access to Fractal or a Kuraz or whatever. And it looks like our Shaddoll Invoke player top decking, I think it looks like a Gamma. Yeah. Draw phase Dasher to get it out of the hand. And then we're going to see him activate Celestial in main phase 1 to go ahead and draw 2. See if he's gotten access at this point to the Invoked engine. There's Alistair. That'll force the Droplet. But little does he know, his opponent already has the Invocation, like most good Shaddoll Invoke players will have. They always have the Invo. And yeah, he certainly does have it there. So we're into a game 2. Yeah, the summoning of Mechaba is going to trigger the end of the game. Hard to keep up the pace there when the Invoked engine is established when you're down on card advantage like that. Tri-Lyrilusc going first here, met with Alancia in the standby phase. Very rough. And as he decides what to do here, shout out to Imperium Duelist. Don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off. And don't forget to use the affiliate links I have to TCG Player and the Coldest Water down in the description below to support the channel while shopping on those sites. And we're going to see him follow up with a Kuraz here. Just specking the Kuraz by dumping the Kit. Probably just trying to get Kit to resolve here to get the Graveyard loaded up a little bit and also get the follow-up for next turn. Since he will not be doing any Tri-Brigade shenanigans here, it does not look like he's opened up any of the Bird engine to be able to do that. Those kind of plays, right? Because normally, in the past anyways, the Bird Up engine did a good job at dodging Lancia when it was played. And the Tri-Brigade engine really shined under Droll. So the deck could kind of deal with both. Hand traps is really just, you know, using a different part of the deck as opposed to the other that was hindered by whatever you know, floodgate hand trap was played, but no bird engine here, unfortunately, so Lancia going to put in work. We're going to see him set 3. One of them is an anti-spell. That's going to come up with clutch big time here against this deck. Alistair will go search. We're going to see him set what's probably a meltdown, set the invocation, and one other card. He'll link for Almirage still, and still link for Secure Gardener to make OTKing just a little bit more difficult. And it looks like the set cards for our Tri-Lyrilusc player are Foolish Burial and Infinite Impermanence. Has another impermanent hand, plus the Fractal that was searched the previous turn. We'll see how much he wants to commit here. He'll activate Fractal. In hand. It looks like there might be a response here for Shaddoll Invoked. This could be a good Ash. But I wouldn't say, I mean, normally an okay Ash, but not in this situation, just because he already has Karass here, and he can already continue to extend past it. So he will grab the kit. And there's another Lancia on resolution. What's it like to be that good at the game? So we're going to see him flip the Karass, possibly to attack, hesitating on that. Karass does have 1,200 to secures 1,000 attacks. We could beat over that, denying him a potential, well, not denying him a light target because he's got plenty at this point, but he knows that he has the Invoked engine established at this point. It's just the anti-spell has been slowing him down just a little bit, so that card's already putting in enough work here. But it's just, you know, on a clock at this point if you're Tri-Lyrilusc. You're on a clock, because you know next turn he is going to be able to summon a Mechaba, which is not something you want to have happen. We're going to see him set another card in the same column as that other trap. So that could come in clutch here. Potentially shut something down. We're going to see him flip up the Magical Meltdown. And that is, of course, going to grab Alistair. And there is the set invocation over there. Okay, so they were all set spells. And we're going to see him banish Alistair and Lancia. Making sense here. I think the other set might have been a Shaddoll Fusion, actually. And interesting to see that Shaddoll Fusion is still being played in this particular build. I know it has become somewhat standard for most builds to actually completely drop the Shaddoll engine because of the bricks that it has within the deck, especially with Celestial and Dasher as well. But I believe Shaddoll Fusion still here in this main deck, which is an interesting thing to see. Again, it doesn't seem too mainstream anymore. Unless things have changed. I really don't pay attention to this deck too much. We're going to see him establish Mechaba. That's going to run over the Karass, and we'll see him pass turn there. Top decking Ash here for Tri-Lyrilusc. Not the best top deck, but he does have Imperm to trade with the Mechaba here. So we could try to get a little bit deeper into the engine. We're going to see him normal summon the kit. He's going to go for a Banish 4 here. As expected, Mechaba will banish the Alistair from it, or will discard the Alistair in hand to attempt to negate the kit. And there's Imperm. That will trade. He'll be able to go for Shureg here and get his non-target banished. He's going to go for the other set instead of the Mechaba. Obviously, right, since he can just battle phase clear the Mechaba, especially since one of the Alistairs has been discarded. And I don't think he has, he might have another Alistair in hand. So you might be worried about battle phase, you know, attacking over it and then damage step, but he's not even going to entertain the thought there. Just going to go ahead and link both of those off for a Farragut and get the search off of the Omen. Checking the graveyard. See what he decides to grab here. Maybe like I don't know how much DD Crow really does here in this matchup, unfortunately. It looks like he will search DD Crow. Unless there is a response here to the Shureg. So there might be a little confusion. Looks like he is going to Ash. I think he was ashing the kit. I think the kit was ashed. He was Chainlink 1 Omen, Chainlink 2 kit. I believe And the Ash not being used on the Omen, otherwise you would not have got the DD Crow. So Ash being spent there on the kit, preventing a dump of another Tri-Brigade. Which I guess is fine, because that would have gotten to Nerval. Nerval gets him a search of another Winged Beast, I believe. So I think Nerval can search like the most things. So that could have got him access to the Bird Engine if I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken. We're going to see him use Farragut. That's going to spec out the DD Crow here. We'll see what he decides to go into. Probably going to go for the Rugal here. And that'll trigger kit effect to go ahead and draw one and put one back. And we'll see what he draws into here. So he draws into Fractal. Really good follow-up to have, but he also has Ash in hand. Ash being very strong against this particular matchup. Perhaps not so strong when Mechaba is already in play. So I think he actually ended up putting back the Ash, and we're going to see him pass turn there. And we'll see if our Shaddoll Invoked player can put a close on this game, since it would seem like he's definitely in the driver's seat here. Checking the graveyard here. I just want to pull up the text of Rugal, since it's one of the Tri-Brigade monsters that I remember the least. In your opponent's main phase, special summon a level 4 lower Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monster from your hand or grave, but negates effects. Also return that during the end phase. So we're going to see Rugal attempt to activate its effect, and that is going to force Mechaba, discarding Alistair, it looks like, and then we're going to see him just go battle phase, swing in for 25. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can make all monster opponent controls lose 300 attack for each monster type you control. So he didn't control any other type, so still taking the full 25 there, I believe. And then we're going to see him normal that Fractal here, banish 4, going into the second Shurig, getting rid of the Mechaba. No, I was going to say no cards left in hand, but has, like, I think one card left in hand. And we're going to see him just swing in for 3k and 19, dropping him down to 31. Has a set Imperm still and a Foolish, which Foolish really not doing too much right now. We're going to see a set Shaddoll Fusion, another Shaddoll Fusion, dumping the dragon in hand. And yeah, Shaddoll Fusion might not be too common in most Shaddoll Invoke decks, but we'll invoke Dogmatica builds, I guess. Shaddoll Invoke, whatever you want to call it, because they still play a small Shaddoll engine, the extra deck for Schism and things, but definitely coming in clutch here this late in the game. Dumping Dragon and dumping Aerial. And also going for Apgalone as well here to negate. We're going to see it attempt to negate. I'm not sure exactly what is negating here. Probably the Shurig. And we're going to see Dragon target the set underneath Shurig. And then we're going to see Aerial activate as well. Go and banish the rest of the graveyard. Opting not to clear the anti-spell here because it's really not a threat at this point. Oh, he actually ended up negating the anti-spell with the Apgalone. Okay, that makes much more sense. I was like, wait a second, how did he just play that Meltdown? But Apgalone negating the anti-spell, because Apgalone can negate, I believe, any face-up card. Doesn't have to be a monster. And since Meltdown was up, he could not actually imperm there. So that's huge. Meltdown just showing how busted it actually is. And since the anti-spell is turned off, essentially the floodgates have opened. And we're going to see Alistair just be unhinged here at this point. Going for a fusion of fire. Going for the Purgatrio here. And then he's going to activate Invocation effect Engrave. That's going to give him back the Alistair, which is going to pile on tons of damage here with the Shurig. Or not the Shurig, the Purgatrio. He'll attack over for 100. Because the Purgatrio was at 3,100 there. And then he's going to go ahead and activate the effect of Shurig. Well, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make here, whether he gets the search. Probably just playing it out to the fullest here. Right to the bitter end. And then he could go ahead and swing over the Fractal for 1,000. And then that's going to put his opponent down to 31. And then Alistair over top the Apgalone for a game. Shaddoll Invoked taking it 2-0 here in the 4th round. And yeah, that's going to do it. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos on the bottom of the screen right now. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Keith Sitters, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely kind and generous support of the channel.